welcome back to me. How are you today? I hope all of you are fine, same like me. Uh, Let me introduce myself before I start the explanation about my material. My name is Risma Gultom. I'm a student from University of HKBP Indonesia, and then today I want to explain about our material from Sir Commerce Payung. My material is Grammar Translation Method or GTM. Grammar translation method is one of the methods commonly used as a foreign language learning method. The grammar translation method was the dominant method used in Europe in the 19th century. Many researchers and linguists define that the grammar translation method is one of the most methods applied in teaching foreign language. With this method, students learning grammar rules and they apply those rules to translate sentence between the target language and the native language. In addition, experts state the grammar translation method is one of the most effective methods that can be used to read and translation sentences that show grammatical rules to acquire English language skill as a second language. Thus, it can be concluded that the grammar translation method is a teaching learning method that focuses on grammar rules and translation, and it's also a purpose grammar translation method. Principles of grammar translation method or GTM. Its teaching learning method has its own rules likewise with the grammar translation method. In language teaching, it is stated the grammar translation method has several rules. The rule is 1. Translation written bits method. This means translating the target language into the narrative language of translating the narrative language into the target language. Number 2. Reading comprehension of question. This means finding information in a passage, making difference and relating to personal experience. Number 3. Anatonym or synonym. Find anatonym or synonym of word or part of word. Although this grammar translation method has a rules, but not all of the rules are practiced in the teaching and learning process. Most of the teaching applying this method skip some of the rules. Advantage and disadvantage of grammar translation method. There is a doubt that every single method has its advantage and disadvantage. Likewise, with the technique grammar translation method, the teaching on the target language is explained in GTM. The teacher and student are easy to communicate and the student are easy to understand because of grammar translation lesson. However, on another hand, this method also has drawback and is very boring for student, so takes a long time and makes student think in first language. Therefore, the grammar translation method expand student knowledge and information by focusing on the teacher explain. Meanwhile, the teacher teaching method isn't needed to keep student attention focused on using the grammar translation method or GTM. Purpose grammar translation method. Several languages have provided their analysis and their views on the purpose the grammar translation method. In the teaching and learning process, the technique of grammar translation method help us understanding the influence of one language on another. For example, if there is an error when transferring from their first language or native language, they will immediately realize the error and they will try to avoid making that mistake when doing in a second language transfer process. When mistake occur, student will be able to explain why and try not to make the same mistake again. Thus, the grammatical translation method useful for using correct word, order, and standard structure. The objective of grammar translation method or GTM learning are as deserve us 1. To develop writing and reading skills, 2. To make students able to read literature written in the target language. Number 3. Vocabulary is taught in list form. Now I want to explain about definition of grammar. Understanding grammar. Grammar is the structure of word, or more simple, grammar is the agreement of words with the aim that they can be understood or have meaning. All languages require grammar, and for Indonesian, we follow the SPOK formula or SPOK. There are 5 important points that you must understand about grammar. The first, sentence. The second is noun. The third is a pronoun. The fourth is a verb, and the last in adjective. So now I want to explain. The first is sentence. Sentences are sentences that do not stand alone, where this sentence will only have meaning if it has a subject and a predicate, or subject and or a predicate. So if it only consists of a subject, the sentence has no meaning. On the other hand, if it only consists of a predicate, it will have no meaning and cannot be called a sentence. The second, nouns are nouns. That's nouns. Nouns are nouns that consist of animate objects and animated object. Noun also consists of object that can be counted with object that cannot be counted. For example, object that cannot be counted such as sugar, sand, hair, and another. The third, pronouns. Pronouns are pronouns for nouns or pronouns for nouns, both for living and animated objects. For ordinary living nouns, it's replaced with the words he or male, he or female, they, you, and for ordinary nouns is replaced with it. Therefore, a verb is a verb which consists of a regular verb and an irregular verb. For example, watching, writing, reading, and so on. And the last, adjective. Adjective is adjectives. For example, busy, tired, smart, lazy, thin, tall, and all. By applying grammar to sentence with the important points that are the components of the grammar above, we formulate the correct sentence, which is the accordance with the grammar. 1. Simple past tense. For example, number 1. Risa waters the flowers every morning and cleans the fallen leaves every evening. Number 2. Every night, mother checks back on our home whether it's finished or not. The second, present perfect tense. Example, number 1. We have completed the final semester exam. Number 2. 8th holiday has ended yesterday. The third, simple past tense. For example, mother arranging table flowers for sister's birthday this morning. Number 2, grandmother returned the village this week. Number 4, the fourth, past perfect continuous tense. For example, 1. Dad left for Bali on business when I went to Solo for a study tour. The next, present future tense. For example, I give next week there will be meeting at the school by parents of class 1999 who will take the national exam. I mean that 9. Okay, everyone. I think my explain about the grammar grammar method technique or GTM for this time. Thank you for watching this video. Okay, I have many mistakes, please understand it, and then I want to say thanks to our lecturer Sir Kamar Sipayung, and to all of my friends. Thank you for watching my video. Bye everyone, have a good day.